going to start out week 2 with learning some basic financial concepts. That's in chapter 1, as well as go through some ending thoughts or concepts in chapter 12. I'm not sure exactly why BYU Idaho does it in this fashion, except for chapter 12 is, I'll get to that in a little bit, is sort of where we're headed overall when we're doing accounting, and chapter 1 is the beginning of where we start, the concepts and some of the principles. So, you get to see the beginning and the end at once, and then we work through everything in between weeks 3 to weeks effectively 13. This is a lot of material to go through. Very, very important that you understand it. And so, as I've mentioned before, not taking this seriously right now will impact your grade in the long run. And so you really do need to make sure you focus in on this week, get the material understood, and then work through it. Now you're going to go through these smart book exercises, right? You have some supplementary materials to review, and those are those optional conceptual videos. Remember, those are not graded. You may see a grade kind of tick up on it or take down on it, but don't worry about it. It's just to kind of give you a gauge of how well you're doing on those videos. But otherwise, these are completely optional, but highly recommended to do. If you're a presenter for week 2, you need to have your presentations submitted into this module by Wednesday, right? So everybody can review it and have that completed by Saturday. You'll also do a financial statement analysis on chapter 1, and then you will then start to go over chapter 12. Where's chapter 12? Oh, right there. Chapter 12, chapter 1, chapter 12. Oh yeah, okay, so these are the smart book activities, that's right, for chapter 1 and chapter 12. And then you do the quiz access for chapter 1 and 12, and then the actual quiz same day that they're due. But remember, this quiz access, you have to get an 85% or better in order to actually unlock the quiz. If you don't unlock the quiz, then you only get effectively, let's say you get a 70 on the quiz access, you only get 70 out of 200 points. That's bad news. So you want to make sure you definitely do this plenty of time before this quiz and then take the quiz. So I would recommend, getting all this stuff done by Wednesday, maybe taking the quiz access on Thursday or Friday, and then the quiz on Saturday. And that gives you plenty of time just in case you need a few extra attempts at the quiz access to get through it, so you don't run out of time for the quiz itself. You also then have the support form, which allows you to go in and ask questions to the group, to the team of students that you're with, and see if you can get some answers. Now, I'll generally monitor it, but I will not jump in. It's sort of like, forgive me for, being sort of metaphoric on this, but just as Heavenly Father really doesn't jump into our lives and fix everything, this is an opportunity for you guys to kind of teach one another, pose some questions, answer some questions, figure out ways of working together to help each other out. It'll be very powerful for you, because sometimes some people will know something that you don't, or see a perspective that you don't, and you'll be able to collaborate, just like we do in this earthly world. We collaborate with each other. We minister to each other. We go to church. We ask questions of each other. We press each other a little bit here and there. We sometimes even frustrate each other. But for the most part, we help each other through this earthly existence. And so this is what you'll be doing in the support forums for each week. And then lastly, you're going to be double checking that you can do the quizzes in the future by using Proctorio. Proctorio is an interface that basically monitors your usage of the computer and your surroundings while you're taking an exam. And you have to have this in order for you to get any grades on the exam. It's almost like going into a proctored exam where you walk into an environment that has cameras and all sorts of things all over that monitors your testing and verifies that you did it on your own the way that was supposed to be done. So make sure you get this Proctorio plugin for Chrome enabled and working, and this will help you do that. Make sure you get it done right. And just FYI, in the future, you might run into cases where you go into the exam and it says you need a passcode or you need an access code. If at any time you need that, it's because your Proctorio plugin is not working right. You may have to uninstall it, reinstall it. You may have to do some different things. You may even have to contact Proctorio technical support to get that fixed. But in the end, I can't do anything about it. People do send me little messages saying, "Brother Lewis, I need an access code. Will you give it to me?" I'm like, I can't give you an access code because your Proctorio is not working. So just FYI, that comes up all the time. And if it does for you, Proctorio IT support is where you go. Okay, that's an overview for the week. A lot of material, chapters 1 and chapter 12. So let's look at